Hello and welcome to WillSays. My name is Will and I'm going to be saying some stuff today. So let's go on a journey. Today we're going to talk about J-pop or Japanese pop music. So usually when you think about Japan, you think about sushi, anime, video games, you think about cars, you think about Japanese fashion. But for some reason, Japanese pop music hasn't made it to the West in the same style that K-pop has been able to cross over. But I have been listening to J-pop for probably about 18 years at least. And I wanted to maybe talk about how that even happened. So when I was a kid, I was really into anime, like every other weeb out there, right? So I used to really like the opening songs and I would listen to them over and over again. But I didn't know there were actual singers that would sing those songs. So like I would really be into them, and then I would go into Best Buy or any store that I could go that would maybe have some sort of like anime soundtrack, and I would buy those. The only thing was those soundtracks only really had like one or two songs. The rest were like soundtrack instrumental songs that I wasn't really interested in those. I just wanted to listen to the BOPS over and over again. So then one day I went onto Yahoo and I typed Japanese pop stars or Japanese music, and I ended up going to this like Blogspot live journal, and it had all these pictures and names of all these stars I had never heard of before. So the first one that really caught my eye was actually this singer by the name of Sheila. I'm gonna put her photo somewhere around here, and she was super cute. She had this like orange like turtleneck sweater maybe, and just this like big smile, and I was like, okay, she's cute. And then another one that kind of caught my eye was a singer named Uta Hikaru. I'm sure a lot of you who like J-pop will know who she is. And so I went onto LimeWire. This is back in the early 2000s, maybe like '03, and I typed their names and a couple songs came up, and so I went ahead and downloaded those. And when I first heard a song, I don't remember if it was Uta Hikaru or Sheila, but what I know was that when I first heard that J-pop song, I was like, okay, this is a bop, this is awesome, let's go ahead and download more. So I went down this rabbit hole of Japanese pop stars. So I kept finding names, then Ayumi Hamasaki, Kodakumi, Namiyamuro, Shina Ringo. I just kept spiraling down this rabbit hole of J-pop singers, and I just kept downloading and downloading and downloading, and the songs were such bops. I just wanted to keep going. But then, as it usually happens when you download things on LimeWire, I got a virus, and so after, I think it only happened for like a month or two, my computer was gone. It was dead. Virus RIP. And so obviously after that, my family was pissed. So I had no computer for, I think, a year. And then after that, I think what I would do is I would go into a friend's house, use their computer, go on eBay, and find any kind of J-pop VCDs. They were kind of like DVDs, but they were really just this pirated, burnt CDs that had music videos inside. I would buy a bunch of those from this one seller on eBay that would sell them for maybe like $3 plus a couple dollars shipping. And any kind of J-pop CD that I could find back then, which weren't a lot, and not for the price that I could afford, because, you know, I was in high school, I didn't have a job, I had basically zero money, and Japanese albums have usually been really expensive. They've usually been like 30, 40, 50 bucks even sometimes. So I would have to pretty much just bank on hopefully somebody had a pirated copy of something, right? I would also go into places like Best Buy and any kind of anime store looking for J-pop CDs, just as I had gone in the past looking for anime CDs. And thankfully I was able to find a few in comic book shops and anime shops, and usually I didn't know like who they were, these singers. I didn't even know if the songs were good. There was no way to preview the songs beforehand. I had no computer. It was the early 2000s. And so I would just buy these albums hoping that some of the songs would be good. And sometimes there were bops, sometimes there were flops. I think one of the reasons that J-pop really spoke to me was because it was so pop. It was just pure pop, sugar pop. It was just so good. The songs were bops. But also, I think one of the things that attracted me in the beginning was the fact that it was in a foreign language. The fact that my family could not understand the lyrics and they didn't know who the singers were. So let's go ahead and take a little step back to when I was probably 5, 6, 7, 8. But let's take a step back to when I was like 5 or 6. And I was living in Puerto Rico and there was a hurricane that had just happened. So there was no TV and the radio was playing La India. And I was singing the song because it was a bop. And I remember clearly my grandmother telling me to stop singing that song because that song is for women. And you as a man should not like that song. So that really stuck to me. And actually, after that, I stopped singing along to songs in the radio out loud for like fear that I would be judged. Because as a queer little kid in the 90s, that was the last thing I wanted was to people think that I was gay, right? So I think J-pop helped me in the beginning kind of feel safe and feel like I could hide the fact that I was gay because my family didn't know who all of these pop singers were. So when I got into J-pop, my family was kind of confused as to why I was into that. Mainly because none of us spoke Japanese, so they thought it was weird. They were all just a little confused, except for my dad. He was always very supportive. He would be the one to drive me to all of these anime shops and Best Buys, me hunting for whatever J-pop album I could find, then play in his car endlessly on loop, you know? And so shout out to my dad for that, you know? One of the reasons why I got into J-pop was pretty much to try and hide the fact that I was a queer little boy. I think I ended up accidentally finding my preferred choice of music. It was just a cute little happy accident, you know? So it's been over 18 years since I first got into J-pop, and to this day, it is still the #1 type of music that I listen to on a daily basis. I just freaking love it. It is so magical, so amazing, so many bops. So if you're a weeb and a J-pop fan like me, leave a comment below and let me know who are some of your favorite J-pop singers. This is my first video and I hope you like it. I'm still a little stiff. I'm still trying to get used to talking to the camera, but I hope that the more I do this, it's more practice for me to get more comfortable and deliver some better videos, better audio, better quality. So thank you so much for going on this journey with me. I hope you enjoyed this little rambly story time. I hope to be making some more of these. So leave a comment below if you would like to find out how I got into K-pop, anime, or any other subject, and I will make a video of it. And I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Maybe go ahead and subscribe, like, and do all those things. And I will maybe catch you later. Bye.